John Wayne's emotional night with Johnny Carson. The studio lights were bright that night. But when John Wayne walked onto the stage of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, there was something different in his eyes. The Duke was known for strength. He was the cowboy who never seemed afraid, the man who could face danger with a steady voice and a fearless smile. But sitting across from Johnny Carson, John Wayne seemed quieter than usual. Carson smiled and welcomed him warmly. "Duke, it's good to have you here," smiled back. "It's good to be here, Johnny." The audience applauded. For a few minutes they talked about movies, horses, Hollywood, and the old days. Wayne told a few stories that made everyone laugh. His familiar voice filled the studio, and for a moment everything felt normal. Then Carson asked a more personal question. "After all these years, what matters most to you?" Wayne paused. The laughter disappeared. He looked down for a moment as if searching for the right words. "Family," he finally said. That single word seemed heavier than anything he had said all evening. Wayne spoke about the people he loved, the friends he had lost, and the years that had passed faster than he ever expected. He talked about how Hollywood could give a man fame, money, and recognition, but none of those things could stop time. Carson listened quietly. Then Wayne said something that changed the mood of the entire studio. "When you get older, Johnny, you start realizing that the things you thought were important really weren't." The audience was silent. Wayne's eyes became moist. He wasn't playing a character anymore. There was no cowboy hat, no movie set, no script. There was simply an aging man remembering a lifetime. Carson gently leaned toward him. "You've given people a lot of memories," Duke smiled, "and they've given me more than I ever deserved." For a moment, neither man spoke. The cameras continued rolling. The audience watched two television legends sitting together in silence. Then Carson reached across the desk and shook Wayne's hand. It wasn't a dramatic gesture, it was simple, but somehow it said everything. Wayne looked at Carson and quietly said, "Johnny, someday we're all going to have to leave the stage." Nodded. "Until then," Wayne smiled, "keep the lights on." Audience applauded, but this time it wasn't laughter, it was affection, it was respect. And as John Wayne walked away from Carson's desk, the audience gave him a standing ovation. The Duke turned back one last time. He raised his hand. A small smile appeared on his face. Then he disappeared behind the curtain. Johnny Carson watched him go. For a moment, the legendary host didn't say anything. Because sometimes the most emotional goodbye isn't spoken. Sometimes it is simply the sound of applause fading into silence. And somewhere beyond the bright television lights, John Wayne continued his journey, carrying with him the memories of a lifetime, the love of his family, and the knowledge that although every actor eventually leaves the stage, a true legend never really leaves the hearts of the people who loved him.